Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's so nice to have you here. In this vlog you'll see artwork, of course, as well as my personal journal, some fun pet news, some fun shop news, and some crazy Dutch weather. This vlog covers most of April and a little bit of May, and when I started filming the weather was really lovely and gentle and sunny. But that very quickly changed into this. And then even this. It got a little too extreme. My city flooded, actually. But I do have to say that I enjoy having drastically different weather every day because it means I also get to make very different plans. But of course, art's always a big part of it, and here's the first thing I made. This may be from a little bit earlier, but I did want to include it because I have some footage of it, and also because I'm about to show you the sticker I made out of this. You'll see in a minute. This piece is a little bit of wishful thinking on my part. I'm a big fan of very loose clothing and obviously of Halloween, so I wish I had a robe like this. And I think the drawing turned out pretty adorable. And then here's a quick look at two pictures that I drew entirely on the couch because my back hurt. And these are other pieces that I had stickers made of. And when the stickers came, it was a really fun day because there are quite a few of them. So here's the little Reaper one, and the cassette tape, and I miss those, by the way. Then here's the ghost in the window, and one pouring a nice cup of tea. And this last one's my own favorite of the stickers. What do you think? And this must have been quite a day because my phone tells me this is the same day that we introduced our guinea pigs. The story there is that last summer a petting zoo was closing down and we adopted 2 pregnant guinea pigs from them. And one of them had 3 babies, one of them male. And he would have had to be on his own for a while otherwise, but the other female had complications and ended up needing a C-section and a hysterectomy and didn't have any viable babies, so she can no longer get pregnant. So for the past 6 months, our cage has been split in half, and one male and the infertile female have been on one side while the other girls were on the other. But he was now old enough to have him castrated, and we did, and it was time to introduce everybody back together. We did get some minor squabbles, but as you can see from this footage, they were all mostly just concerned with eating the big salad that we put down, and we were able to put them together without much trouble. If you're curious about their names, from left to right, we've got Ginger, Pepper, that's the boy, Pumpkin, Peach, and Cinnamon. They were all very excited about having more space to play around in, even if it was quite bare at first because we had to wash all the toys. Okay, back to some more artwork. This is a tiny little thing because it started as a little warm-up doodle in my sketchbook, but I thought it was so cute, so I thought why not make it a proper, if small, painting. And it's a little witchy frog. It's the face, I think, that makes me like it so much. And it was really enjoyable to make as well because I have some ink, some watercolor, some pencil, and even some gel pen at the end. And I love getting all my art supplies out. Here it is all finished, and I'm still happy with this one. Here's my bird digging some treats out of a rolled up napkin, because she's just fun to watch. Next up, we're going to have a look at my journal. I documented all of April in a span of 2 days, and I didn't film this first page, but as you can see, it's got that guinea pig introduction on it as well. I always love trying to capture realistic photographs with just some pens. It's obviously a little challenging, but I love layering the textures. And doing this here reminded me that I maybe want to incorporate that back into my artwork a little bit more as well. On the next page there's that frog again, and believe it or not, there's gonna be a third time. But right now I'm illustrating Cozy Grove, which is a game I already knew, but that I've picked back up and had been playing all month. And if you like my artwork, then maybe give it a shot, because I think the style of that game has a lot of overlap with what I do. And it's also just low pressure and casual and adorable. Plus, it's full of ghosts. And speaking of which, that's the next thing I'm drawing. This is the picture that's on a new shirt that I bought, which is a very uncommon occurrence. I don't tend to spend my money on clothes a lot, but this one I'd seen 6 months ago and I was still thinking about, so I figured let's get that one. And I'm very happy with it. Do you remember seeing me use the white ink on the little character in the top illustration? It would have saved me so much time if I'd done the same thing here, and I'm not sure why I didn't. Here it is all together, and it's time for a little break from my journal. I wanted to show you a little corner of my favorite place to go for walks. This is a big lake that's on about a 3-minute drive from our house, so I feel very lucky. It's so peaceful here. And after this I went straight back to the journal, and I drew all the parts that are already on this page. But now I'm in the process of documenting some books that I really enjoyed, and I also had a lot of fun drawing these covers, because it's always so cool to draw in a style that is very different from mine. In the bottom corner here, I'm redrawing that ghost with the T that I made for the sticker. Because artwork and stickers often get sold, but my journal doesn't. Which is exactly why I capture all my favorite things in here. The next exciting thing that happened in my life is we got a new printer. It's an Epson EcoTank. Let me know if you want to know exactly which one. But it allows us to make our own prints at home. And the first one we tested it with was this lover's card, and I think it turned out so nice. And it also allowed me to make prints of this painting right away. And this is one I forgot to film, which is a real shame, because as I quickly found out, this was a lot of people's favorite thing that I've made in a while. So I hope you still enjoy this brief look at it. As you can probably tell from this footage, this is when the weather really started to turn. So my husband and I went on a little stormy hike before it got really bad. After that I started making what I think is my largest piece that I've done lately. And it's a puppet show run by a little ghost. I like the way the face turned out on the skeleton. I don't really know if you can call it an expression when it's on a skull, but I think this has a very happy expression. After that I'm skipping right along to what I think is the next interesting part, adding glow around the moon. I think it's fun to watch the ink spread. But while I'm on that topic, I'd really like to hear what you think of the parts that I choose to leave in the vlog. because I'm trying to leave in all the parts that I personally think are the most fun or satisfying or educational to look at. So I want to know if you agree, or if I'm skipping something that you maybe wanted to know about. Let me know. This is also almost always one of my favorite parts to do in a painting. Adding the shading to everything, because that's where all the depth comes from. Personally, I don't really know how a painting is going to turn out until I see this stage of it. And in this case, I'm pretty happy with it. Which is why I made this one the Patreon digital download for June. Going back to a satisfying bit, here's me adding the final touch. The tiny stars for the background. And here it is all finished. And yes, I am pushing the painting past the camera instead of the other way around, because I use a very cheap arm and it does not do this kind of a movement. After this I had a very exciting day, because these beautiful handmade candles came in the mail. These were made by my friend Sarah, whose Instagram handle is Elder Rose Creations. I'll put a link in the description. These are awesome. Thank you, Sarah, if you're watching. Next up we have this painting of my pet mouse Bourbon. Bourbon looks a little bit different from the other mice I've had, and I think she might be what they call a show mouse. Her coat's a little shiny and a little long, although in her case it mostly just means that she always has bad head. She has these little tufts of hair on top of her head all the time, which is so cute. You can see her now on the left in this very professional looking footage. So yeah, that's Bourbon. I think she's especially fun to look at, so I wanted to do a little painting of her. I hope you like it too. That was the last of the proper paintings, but I did want to show you my favorite recent pages in my Hobonichi and a little preview for something else at the end. So first off, we have a ghostie wearing this pumpkin hat that I now really want. And I stuck in a T-Ghost sticker. Actually, I stick most of my stickers in here just for memory keeping. This one was extra fun because Sticker App sent a free bee themed sheet, so I could put little bees around it. And here's the little witch frog for the third time. Just looking so fun next to the bat from last year. Another page where I ended up with 2 Halloween themed drawings that fit together. Here's the ghosts on my new shirt matching really well with last year's popcorn painting. And this one I just thought had cute spring vibes. And for this last one, a perfect color match. And finally, here's a very quick sneak peek at my big secret project that I'm not supposed to talk about, but that I just can't resist showing you a tiny bit of. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye!